Hello friends, it's Astro here and welcome back to the Needy Nerds prison where today we're going to go up to 16 nerds intaking in 12 hours. I have no idea where they're going to go, probably all into the big holding cell, which is fine because when they're in there, they tend to kind of behave themselves actually, which is quite nice. They just sort of do their thing. We do have a red guy in here though, which is not great. Two of them as a matter of fact. Does that mean that all of these cells have been... Well, they're all broken. That's probably part of the problem. All right, let's do this, and let's do this. And where are we now? Work free time? Okay, great. Now, there's a couple of things we need to do before we get started today. First of all, let's get into the door security servo doobly-doo, and let's finally hook up the two front gates, which, yeah, I know, I missed that. I do pre-record some of these videos sometimes, and I did pre-record last video, so everyone was shouting at me at the end of the previous video, saying, yeah, you missed those two, and then I had to sit there and, you know, put out a video where that wasn't getting fixed, so, sorry about that, but it's okay, I fixed it now, Next, we've got some plumbing that needs doing up here that didn't get completely reconnected after the big fire. And we've got some hot water, which I can't see. Why can I not see hot water? Utilities. Hot water pipe. Thank you. Which didn't get connected at all, so we'll just hook that back up and that'll be fine. And then that should take care of that. And these boys, wait, is that... Oh, okay, that needs to be connected there. These boys should now be led back to the actual MaxSec cell block, which is... no longer classified as MaxSec by the looks of it. Deployments. Yep. Okay. Max. There's some missing nodules in the canteen and the staff room and a few other places that I need to recafooble and get them fixed up. I'll probably do that off camera though, quite frankly. You guys don't need to see me putting down individual tiles in a room. But the bulk of the prison is classified correctly, including outside, which is a no-go zone for anyone except for staff, which is good. Now, today, let's talk about needs, because my needy nerds have needs, as you may have guessed, and the minimum security needs are the ones that I am currently extremely concerned with. Right? It's my theory that if I address these needs fully, or at least extremely well, then the 56 prisoners who are currently concerned about sleep shouldn't be that concerned about sleep all the time, right? So what I'm going to do, first of all, is just fix this because that's making my eye twitch and connect that to there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work on a few things here. One, I'm going to increase their food satisfaction by going into policy, and we're going to change this back to medium, like it originally was. It's only $12 more than what we were paying, but it should provide them with a little bit more of the food that they require. Two, with the thought that food is part of the problem, I'm going to get in here and hire up a bunch more cooks because we put a bunch of, you know, new bits and bobs in there, but I can see that the plates are taking a bit of a little bit too long to be brought back. So it's 10, maybe 12. We'll do 12. 12 cooks. They're a bit pricey. They're $500 each, and they're $100 per day. But I have another cunning plan, and I hope, against hope, that this is going to do what I want it to do. So let's try this out. Regime time. We're going to split these nerds up so that they have a completely different schedule. Actually, the first thing we're going to do... No, I'm just worried about these tunnels over here. It's all right. We'll let the tunnels go for a moment. We're on slow speed at the moment. So what we're going to do is have... These guys are going to eat, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 hours of sleep. Then they're going to have a little midnight snack at 6 a.m., a little breakfast, and then no more work free time. It's just free time now. You guys can relax, do whatever you want to do. Then we'll have lunch at 12. We have 4 more hours of work free time. Then we have tea at 6 p.m. and then off to bed buys until your midnight snack, breakfast, lunch, tea, right? So this is how they roll. They get 2 big 4-hour blocks of sleep, punctuated with an eat, and then 2 big 4-hour blocks of free time where they can do whatever they fancy, punctuated with an eat, and then eaty either side of that. So what my theory says, and this is just me sort of attempting to hack around the crazy mod stack that I've created for this. What my theory says is, if I try and go, all right, well, in free time, you're just going to hang out in the canteen, and then we're going to make this canteen as crazy awesome as possible by doing things like, all right, well, we'll pop in a telly here, right? It's kind of a bit in the way, but that's okay. Maybe we can have a couple of radios dotted about, right? So people can listen to some tunes while they're sitting in the in the canteen. I'd like to squeeze in a pool table. Can we? Is that going to look weird there? It's a little bit weird, but it's only really weird because that prayer mat's kind of stuck there in the middle of nowhere. So we'll get rid of that. We'll pop in a pool table. And you know what? Let's have a couple of arcade cabinets as well. All right, we'll have those. You know what? These guys aren't really using all of these. So let's just dismantle these ones. Where are we? Dismantle these objects here. We'll let these boys out of here. And they're going to come out and get their midnight snack, which appears to be bacon and eggs. Which is, I don't know about you, but if I woke up in the middle of the night and was peckish, and there was a tray of bacon and eggs there, I'd be pretty happy. I'd be pretty happy indeed. We haven't quite got enough for everyone to have bacon and eggs, which is a bit of a shame. The cooks haven't quite got this next round of eggs taken care of, and France had a drill. France, knock it off. Get your stuff under control, mate. I'm really disappointed in you. Actually, I'm not that disappointed. I'm pretty impressed how you managed to get a drill, considering you're not allowed up into that area at all. Actually, are you? Let's just double check. Yeah. See? And this should be access only. You shouldn't be allowed in there. So, I don't know how he's managed to get in there and grab himself a drill, considering that's, basically completely out of bounds. Alright, so we've got a bunch of radios about. We've got a bunch of, let's get our arcade cabinets, which have been dismantled. And we'll just pop these down the side 4, 5, 6 here and maximize that. Those boys have been let out of there. Excellente. This guy can get let out of there. Lovely jubbly. And they'll go and add those in. Hopefully, these boys will go, wait. Okay, it's 1 a.m. It's eat time. But they've all finished eating. And now they're just sort of topping up their needs. Let's look at their needs. Oh, look at this. This is good. Okay, they do need some sleep. And someone is somehow sleeping. Oh, we're looking at all prisoners, right? Minimum security. They do need sleep, but they're topping up all of these other needs, right? They're keeping things under control. Let's go up to 2 speed. They're keeping things under control. They're having showers. They're having a poo. They're lifting some weights, right? They're kind of looking after things. Comfort's being satisfied by taking a seat on a bench. It'd be nice if I could have some more comfortable seats there for them that provided them with a higher level of comfort. I noticed that recreation is not being satisfied, even with the radios, which should produce some level of recreation. But I guess, I'm not sure. I'll have to double back on that one and check that out. So now, sleep is being very comfortably satisfied. I can see, though, like when you look at this, notice that there's, what do we got? 55 currently dealing with this need, which means that somewhere in here, there is one of my minimum security nodes who is not sleeping, which means one of them is digging a tunnel. Roll call. There he is. All right, that's done. So it was this guy, Paul Hornibrook. See, his sleep's really high because he wasn't going to bed. Oh no, this guy's sleep's really high as well. Oh, maybe it was both of them, and this one. Oh, well, maybe that's not showing super accurately. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, we've got a few tunnels to take care of. There are a couple up here as well. There certainly are. Dearie me, these boys are going ham at this. All right, let's get their tunnels. We'll wait until morning. It's fine. We'll wait until they're out of bed. Right, so it's 5 a.m. Things are ticking along. We're finding more tunnels, and hopefully, once the tunnels have been detected, it means that they won't use them anymore, which should be okay. I mean, I tell you what, the other thing that I've toyed with, the other idea that I've toyed with, is completely stripping these cell blocks and just turning each of these into a holding cell. with the same amount of beds, or maybe one or two more. But these holding cell guys never dig. They never dig out. They just sit there. But, I mean, let's look at them. How's this guy doing grading-wise? Hey, 3%? Shit, that's really good. That's extremely good. Okay, I'm happy with that. Very happy indeed, actually. All right, so let's get our tunnels dealt with here. And up here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Guys, settle. Please. Check yourself. We can't have that many tunnels going on every night. What do you think, I'm made of money? God. Alright. Parole time. A lot of parole lawyers have turned up today, which hopefully means that we're going to have a lot of dudes rolling out into parole momentarily. We've got a lot of fresh dudes that have just rolled into the prison. Oh god. This reception is horribly broken. No, wait. Oh no, they're trying to stand around in the canteen. Ugh. Shiver me timbers. Alright, we gotta fix this reception. Reception. We'll plonk that there. Right? And this bench we can dismantle as well. We'll leave that table where it is. And then we're gonna move this here metal detector. Because I don't want that to be basically useless as it is right now. Dude had body armor on. He is a skilled fighter, so I assume that that's kind of why he went with that, but, jeez, good on you, mate. I mean, that can't be comfortable to walk around in on a regular basis, right? To have on as sort of daily attire, I would imagine that that'd start to chafe the old nipples a little bit after a while, but I don't know, that's just me. I haven't really worn body armor all that much, but it's just me running from my imagination. And you know what? I'm going to do the other thing that I've been meaning to do for donkey's years, which is to put a bin near to some of these metal detectors. Is there one? There's a couple up here, isn't there? Okay, yeah, we'll pop a bin there as well. So if we do get someone who gets sprung, who gets sprung with a piece of contraband, we, instead of just tossing it on the floor and letting one of the other prisoners pick it up and wander off with it, we can actually, you know, chuck it in the bin and get rid of it. Good, okay. Taken care of? Taken care of. Parole's underway. Let's have a look. Mortensen, how you going to do? You've got a good chance there, son. Mr. Cox. Oh, there's been a fight. Cray has decided that he is the boss. And he's going to mess up my chances of getting a good stack of early prisoner releases today. But that's fine. That's fine. Cox, I assume that you will eventually find yourself up in the red zone. And from there on in, you're just a servant. You really, literally are. Just, oh my god. This canteen is looking very worse for wear. And it's starting to get a little bit oversaturated. But not quite too bad. That's okay. Okay, alright. You guys, keep doing your thing. Should I give them a yard? I feel like I should. Yeah, I probably should, shouldn't I? I'll think about that. They haven't really earned it at this stage. And at the moment, this is what I need to focus on. The needs of... Wait, what do we... anything going on here? No, so food is good now. Food is good. Food is very good. Let's look at MinSec. They've just had food. And, oh, look at that. That's much better than it usually is. Excellent. Okay, and where are we in our regime? We're pushing through free time. They are quite tired. They are needing their nap. But that's okay. They're only sort of 4 hours away from next dinner and then bedtime. And I found that food will sort of be fine, everything's fine, and then all of a sudden it is super maximum critically urgent. Like it just jumps straight up really rapidly. And a lot of their needs do that. If you keep on top of them, they're okay. But as soon as you let them climb a little bit, like this one, there's 3 prisoners that have the need for food. And then we're trundling along and everything's fine and we're doing okay. You watch this start to spike up as we get closer to, wait, where is it? Closer to 6 p.m. This should start to spike up a little bit and we should start to see their needs, basically becoming more and more drastic. So 4:30, everything's fine. Everything's trundling along. The kitchen's working quite nicely now. We've got the cooks. It looks like they're not quite, but they are almost on top of washing all of the kitchen trays. before it's time for the next round of food. Okay, so here we are. At this point, it's 5:15. Everyone's starting to get hungry. They're concerned. They're concerned that they're getting hungry. And then as we get closer and closer, I'll slow this down. We'll see if it's going to be tight enough for this to start to spike. As we start getting closer to the hour, it looks like it's going to be okay today. But during my earlier testing and really closely watching how the needs behaved, I noticed that as you got closer to, as you got deeper into the day, this would just rocket up. But now, boom, there you go, guys. Plenty of food for you. Is it plenty of food? It looks like it. Okay, there's still some on the tray. Everyone does seem to have gotten a plate. Okay, good. Good. Okay, that looks great. Everyone seems to have just shoveled food into their face rather rapidly and then gone immediately to take a poo. So from here, they're going to float around, pump some weights, have some more showers, basically take care of all of their needs in this big, common, shared room where they can do everything that they need to do. Sleep is now critical, but that's okay because we've only got like 2 hours or 1 hour. All right, it's right now. Okay, so here we go. Boom. Everyone's comfort level is pretty good. Bedtime. Boom, bedtime. Off we go. Guys are going to run off to bed. Straight to Betty Buys. Straight to satisfying this core need that they have. So the real big core needs that you got to watch out for are sleep, food, and freedom's been... It's been told to me that freedom is one of the key drivers of people building tunnels, but my freedom has never been that bad, right? Even MaxSec, right? Their freedom is pretty good. There's a bit of concern, but it's not a bad thing. It's not extreme. It's not something that I think that I should really, really stress about. But anyway, that's all taken care of. This camera is offline somehow. Is it? It has been disconnected. There we go. We'll get that back up in there. And while the boys are asleep, and satisfying their honking great sleep needs, let's get some tartan up going on, shall we? We've got a bit of cash up our sleeve. We may as well give these guys a slightly nicer, we'll cover up the burned floors. We'll get some lovely white tiles down here in this kitchen. We'll get this planning out of the way after how many episodes has that planning been there? Good, Bennett. And we'll replace up some of the metal flooring that they've destroyed in here. Hopefully, let's just do a flat concrete floor through here. I think concrete floor is actually the default, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So at least that'll cover up the burn marks that are all through the place. And we'll check out how are these guys doing. Sleeping like babbies? Let's double check. Mostly. We do have some tunnels underway. But we've got a bit of cash up our sleeve now. So I think what we can do is investigate for next time guard towers. Because the other thing that I researched was how walls affect which way prisoners dig. Like at the moment, and when we get to morning time, we'll do a shakedown and a search. Actually, I'll tell you what. While they're out eating their midnight snack, we'll get the guards in to search their cells. So that way we're not waking them up to search. Like we don't need to do a roll call. These guys up here, on the other hand, well, they're a different kettle of fish. We'll have to figure them out. Because I don't really want to give them a midnight snack. Well, could I? I suppose I could. I mean, it kind of... Let's have a look. It pretty much lines up. The work and free time still lines up. The eat time does tend to vary because of the fact that there are 4 eat periods instead of 2. Is it worthwhile? I feel like it kind of is, guys. I feel like it kind of is aligning their 2 patterns, right? So we'll get MaxSec like this. You know what? I'll just do eat, work free time, eat, and then eat here, off to Betty Buys, and this can be work free time. Should I give them a free time? I feel like no. I feel like they get enough free time just during the eat breaks. And in fact, even these guys, I could probably put them back to work, but I'm not going to. critically. I'm going to pretty much avoid doing that. Ah, good. So, by detecting those tunnels during eat time, these boys have been manacled and now are unable to escape, which is excellent. Which means that I can get through the sleep block, get through to the next eat time at 6 a.m., do another search of all cell blocks, and then basically, I can... Oh, well, that's a nice little happy discovery. So I can search the cells, find all the tunnels, and I don't have to disrupt their sleep while I'm doing it, which is excellent. Because look, this is all taken care of itself, sort of. We've still got some guys that are furious that they can't meet this need, and I assume that's because they're digging. We'll leave them to it. They're not going to get out in one evening, out all the way to the fence line and beyond. And if they do, you know what? They've bloody earned it. I am, however, going to search this cell block. I'm just going to toss their cells while they're still in them. And just see if there's anything in there to be seen. And down here, these boys have all gone off into the kitchen, so let's search their cell block as well. Queue that up. I'm assuming they'll complete the search on the top block first and find the tunnels up here. And they're only small. Which is nice. But down here, this is fairly strenuous, I have to say. This is a bit of a drama. But needs being looked after, right? They're all doing their poos and their hygiene and their exercise. They're calling their family. They're getting a little bit of prayer on. Not as much as I would like to see. Maybe I need a bigger chapel and a big dedicated spirituality time for them during the day. Clothing is starting to get a little bit higher than I would like to see it. But it's doing pretty well. Are you guys actually going to use these arcade cabinets during your free time? I would like to see someone actually come and use these. Although, look at recreation. It is absolutely bottoming out. They are totally relaxed and have all of the things that they need. Now, I'm assuming... Is that pool table invisible? I believe that it is. It's just the shadow of the pool table. But I believe that they're getting the recreation fulfilled just by having these radios dotted about. Because they do provide a bloom of radiation, although it's very difficult to see what that is. And I think that that's kind of serving us well. Good. Alright. This is taken care of. These tunnels, taken care of. So next time, what we're going to do is we're going to do some work with the outer walls to see if we can figure out what's going on there. Hopefully we get a good amount of money out of some early prisoner releases today, which will help us to feed into tomorrow's activities. But yes, next time we're going to see what we can do about changing this up, and then we'll use some guard towers as our final line of defense to make sure that our prisoners, should they attempt to escape, are thoroughly, shot in the butt, basically. That's essentially what we want to see. Anyway, friends, thank you very much for joining me. I do hope that you've enjoyed this episode and that you are continuing to enjoy this series. It is getting a little bit more serious-faced this episode, but I hope that's okay for you. A little bit of a change, a little bit of... Oh, Gordon Bennett. Why, Knight? Why have you got to do this? Holy dooly. Well, we just made $21,000 from releasing prisoners, though. So, you know what? Knight, that's a small price to pay. Small price to pay this guy's life so that I can get $20,000. Anyway, friends, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next time.